Hi guys, and welcome back to Tommy's Starcraft. This is your host Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay for you guys. And once again we have a great engagement here from the South Korean scene. Let me just start once again by introducing the players to you guys, as we have spawning here in the upper left in the purple. It is Savior here with his South Korean name. And his opponent spawning here in the lower right in the white. It is Style from the clan BI. So also where's the opponent here for Savior Zerg versus Terran. It is here on destination 2 spawning location map, as we already see here Savior moving out with his overlord just to check, of course, exactly what the Terran is up to. And once again, let's just see what the both players have prepared for us, what exactly the tactics are going to be. Zerg versus Terran. Of course, many Terrans really like to go into mass bio when it comes to Zerg. There is also a small hint for you guys on the thumbnail, in which you can actually see a Ultralisk versus some Marines and a Firebat hero there. We should have a very interesting matchup here in between these two pro players, as the Terran is of course opening up here with the supply depot next to his command center, just to allow some movement here in between with some Marines perhaps, or even some SCVs. So very interesting placement here of course by the Terran as he's continuing here with his barracks. Let's check the Zerg really quick. Still droning up here. Still second overlord is out. One drone is moving out. The question is it going to be a scouting drone or a fast expansion drone? It is indeed a fast expansion build here for Savior, as he's also droning up, but the second drone is not moving out here for him, so he's just relying here on his overlords, as the first SCV of course is now moving out at the 2-minute mark. So the pretty standard move out, as we have seen on many replays here on this channel. Terran really wishes of course to know what exactly the Zerg is up to, and I think he might also transition into a fast expansion as soon as he sees here this expansion from Savior. He's also going home to see what exactly Savior is up to. Interesting, 2 drones are already moving out here, so I see Savior wishes perhaps to, no, he wishes to glitch one of those drones here through. Very interesting stuff here by him. Perhaps just to take the second expansion here into this place, but sadly for him the trick didn't work out yet, as the SCV is once again coming in. So yeah, like I told you, you can see it on the minimap, the Terran is already going for his fast expansion. Savior still trying here to glitch one of his drones. Perhaps he wishes to go straight into that second expansion, but now he's changing his mind. He's actually adding here a macro hatch, so very interesting stuff here by him. He could also try a rush here in between his opponent. It would be a possibility. This is exactly why this SCV is parked here, just to see when or if there is a tier 2 being upgraded. Currently Savior just takes here his gas. Let's check the Terran. Is this another barracks or a factory? Yes, another factory, even third factory here. So like Style is already fearing here early rush by his opponent. And yeah, there is that macro hatch. More and more drones are being pumped out. Currently Savior at 15 drones versus the 20 SCVs already here for Style. First Marine is also out here to guard this expansion, as like I told you, more and more barracks. So interesting tactic here by Style. 3 barracks pretty soon. No academy, no engineering bay. So straight into mass here for him, as more and more Marines are popping out. His SCV is now being chased away here, but no, hold on, he's actually doing a nice job microing him. And look at that, we have the 4-minute mark here, as Savior just now goes into tier 2. So yeah, nice scouting here by Style. Really good job. And there is the expansion for Savior, so no second expansion yet for him. SCV gets finally sniped, but he has done a nice scouting here. Of course Savior could risk and cancel here this expansion and go for mass Zerglings. Could be a possibility, but I think he's going to stay of course now here into his tier 2 bases. 21 drones already here for him, with the 23 SCVs here for the Terran. Mass Marines. Is there going to be a bunker perhaps being placed here by the Terran? No, he's actually moving once again out here with his SCV, as he really wishes to know what exactly Savior is going to be up to. Is it going to be some Mutalisk? Hold on, the SCV is actually being sniped here, so really good job here by Savior, not allowing any scanning here by any vision here for the Terran, as even those Zerglings could be sniped here, as one Marine has also fallen. So interesting stuff here. The Marines are now moving out. They might even make it here through, but it would be a very risky job here by Style to move out. Could of course also try a scan here, and yeah, just to see what Savior is up to, but we already know this as he's going for a Spire. Zerglings into Spire, into Mutalisk it is going to be here for Savior, as once again speed has been done here by those Zerglings. SCV tries to sneak here through as more and more Zerglings coming here through, but luckily here for this one SCV is able to move out here just to give that important scouting vision here for the Terran. So yeah, once some Zerglings will be parked of course here into this proximity, and there's just more and more bile being produced here by the Terran. Even fire bats, of course, fire bats really strong against those Zerglings. And you know, this lucky SCV here is still on the move out, as now actually the Terran is moving out here with a quite consistent force, but does he have that stim upgrade yet? There's his engineering bay, and there is that flame actually here for those fire bats here, flame upgrade. In comes the Marines as they're heading straight towards Savior. Savior is of course reacting some Sunkens, nicely placed Sunkens here, and the Terran just lacks some tanks here, so should be able to see this. Stim is up, so really nice job, and I think he's actually going to commit in here. He does have some medics. Second, third Sunken here is being finished, and drones are being pulled. So yeah, Savior should of course hold this position also thanks to this map, thanks to this narrow edge here and here. So not the fully potential here from those Marines would have attacked here those Sunkens. As you can see on the minimap, the Terran actually is now retreating, and we also have the first Mutalisk here, and quite some great number here of Mutalisk. I believe it should be around 7, even not 8. Yes, it did 8 Mutalisk here for Savior, as he's going to snap here the first fire bat. So nice job here by him. Medics and Marines already waiting here, being stimmed up. Savior should be very careful here with those Mutalisk. And yeah, we have a nice scan, but there's not that much anti-air here, so great timing push here from the Zerg, as the Terran is pretty much invested really a lot into his bio units. And now he really has to transition into some massive turret build up here, and look at that, Savior just keeps sniping SCV after SCV here. Or some units are waiting here. Let's just check how many Mutalisk are being left. Some have fallen. Could be only, yes indeed, 5 now. And yeah, once again Savior is going to push here through. Of course he wishes to do of course as much economic damage as possible here against his opponent, and while harassing he's also expanding here. So this is the tactic from many Zergs, to just harass their opponent. We've seen this Stork also do as a Protoss. While you attack, you just expand into your main. As we look at the minimap, we see more and more Zerglings are being pushed out here by Savior. So Zerglings with Mutalisk, of course, to try to get some connections, to try to get perhaps a good surround here against those bio units here for the Terran. Let's check his main. Still 3 barracks. This could be a factory. Yes, indeed. He even might go into a starport, because as we know, a good counter towards those Mutalisk would have been, of course, those science vessels with that irradiate. Always good to have against a Zerg player. So yeah, more and more economic damage, more and more abusement is being done here by Savior, but now he's actually getting surrounded here with his Mutalisk by so many Marines, as he has to find now a better position here for those Mutalisk to attack. And in the end, it looks like the Terran also wishing here to move out. Not that many Mutalisk are being left here for Savior, so he has to transition into something else, perhaps some Hydras, perhaps some Lurkers. It looks like the Terran is going to commit here with many Marines and Medics 0-0 upgrades. It is here. In comes Savior, is going to try to snap one medic or two, so does a really nice job here, just retreating. So nice kiting here from Savior. His expansion is also under threat here, as some reinforcements are coming in, but of course they won't stand a chance against those thin Marines. However, those Sunkens really need to finish here. Savior needs to buy some time for those Sunkens, and a perfect timing here for him, as those Sunkens finish, and even 2 Hydralisk are moving out now here for Savior, and he's also morphing in some Lurkers. So really strong gameplay here by the Zerg, as the Terran has to regroup here into his position, and it looks like Savior actually wishing here to push out against the Terran. But let's just check that main. We do have a bunker here, some units are out, so but in comes Savior with a nice surround with those Zerglings, with those Mutalisk causing massive amounts of chaos. the Terran has to now get out of his bunker and just save here his main, just defend here his main as much as he can. More and more SCVs, even a tank is now being targeted, so nice sniping here from Savior once again, dealing some good damage here. In the end he will lose, of course, all of those Zerglings, but in the end it was all worth it here for him, as once again he has caused so much panic. But if we look at the minimap, we see a nice spread here by those Marines against those Lurkers. Savior has to retreat here with his Lurkers against his opponent. Nice gameplay here by both players, nice harassment by both players. But that's sadly here for the Terran, not that many Marines are being left here alive. Let's just check once again the position here by those Mutalisks. They could attack here, but it would be a suicide against all of those turrets. Once again Savior tries to deal some damage here, but not that many Mutalisks are being left alive, and he might even let them here to die. Just 2 Mutalisks. There was not that much harassment, and once again we see a move out here on the minimap with many Marines. 1 Lurker getting sniped here, so Savior needs to pay more attention here with his Lurkers, as some Overlords are just here. He might even try a drop with some Overlords, with some Lurkers. But yeah, so the Terran really needs that science vessel as fast as possible here, just to fend this attack off. You see some nicely placed Lurkers here, just damaging the reinforcements here for the Terran. Really great position here for him. He has also those Overlords here, and yeah, in comes that science vessel, that much needed science vessel here for the Terran. The Savior is actually moving out, but he needs to be careful. Those Lurkers are exposed here, might take so much damage, and in comes the scan, so much splash damage now being dealt here against the Terran. But in the end Savior has to uproot those Lurkers and just hide them. So of course he wishes to deny that scan. Once again he's dropping here, but in the end that scan is going to see them. But look at all of that splash damage here, so much damage being taken here by the Terran. And yeah, those bio units really fall so fast here against those Lurkers, as the Terran now even might transition back home, even might retreat home. His medics amount is really strong here, good number here, but and he just has not that many Marines, and Savior might try here a surround, might try to intercept all of those retreating units. And let's just see what's going to happen. Some Lurkers have been bored already, many more are also being bored here, so really nice job. And so many Zerglings are coming in, so really good position here for the Zerg. And interestingly enough, there's a defensive matrix here on these Lurkers, so this might have been a misclick here by the Terran, but it happens of course. Now the Terran of course wishing to hold here this upper ledge, but against also so many Lurkers here, he needs to be really careful. And yeah, he's just establishing here the high ground just to have that advantage here against the Zerg, but the Zerg is regrouping here in the middle of the map. Really funny to see here 1 Lurker with a defensive matrix here onto him. It's nice job here by the Terran, helping out here Savior a little bit with a small advantage here for him. Let's just check the worker counts, pretty much the same, 41 to 42 here. Let's check those upgrades, 1 carapace. Let's check the Marines here with their upgrades, 1 to 1, so really good upgrades here for the Terran, as we also have 3 science vessels here for Terran. And we also see those upgrades here in the upper left part. We see the Defiler upgrade, some Defilers are being made. Of course the Defilers really strong late on in the game, and a must if you face a Terran. Once again Savior is moving out, but the position is favoring here the Terran, but there's just so many Lurkers here. However, Savior is perhaps going to wait for his reinforcements, for his Defilers. And like I told you, we do see a Ultralisk here on that thumbnail. Will be Ultralisk here as well into this game. The Terran army is really strong here for him. It's 1 siege tank and so much bio here, so Savior could be in a little bit of trouble. He's trying to come in from the back. There's already 4 tanks here for the Terran. Yeah, and even reinforcements are going to join in here, so the Terran army is growing stronger and stronger here. So here we go, good engagement here. Lurkers once again are being bored. And yeah, 1 Lurker getting sniped here, so the tanks do a good connection here. So much irradiance is going on, so much splash damage, so the Terran could just retreat here and allow that irradiance to deal as much damage as possible. Great job here by the Terran, already at 4 science vessels here against his opponent, so he even might push here further towards that expansion point. So such a big mass here of units for the Terran. steaming up here towards, now he's actually heading straight towards this location. There's just so many Sunkens in here. However, the Terran might commit in here, or is he waiting for those tanks? Of course he's waiting for some reinforcements. So many units and just a couple of reinforcements here. Still, I don't see those tanks, so they might have gotten sniped here by the Zerg. And yeah, indeed, Savior just allowing here a small army just to cause panic and chaos here towards those reinforcements. So with that Defiler, of course, it's going to intercept all of those reinforcements, and he even might have sniped some of those tanks. Sadly missed it here, so Savior really doing a nice job. It's going to lose some of those Mutalisks, but remember, those tanks have been sniped here, perhaps by some Lurkers, by some Zerglings. And yeah, once again, Savior with this Defiler showing us the strength of that Defiler, just protecting here his Zerglings against all of those Marines. We even using here Plague, so Plague, of course, even a great spell against the Terran. So remember, Savior is just trading energy here for this Defiler. He's killing some of his Zerglings just to deal so much amounts of damage, and we even have some Scourge here. You know, some Mutalisks would have been enough for all of so many Science Vessels will fall here. So many Terran units have fallen here as well, thanks to those Lurkers being protected here by this Dark Swarm. Savior feeling really strong here, pushing it further, once again casting that Plague here against those Terran units. So yeah, the medics really have to heal here miraculously, as this one drone might even expand here into this location. We see a final ceasefire now in between these two players. Check those upgrades, 2-2 upgrades here, and let's just check the Zerglings here really quick, as it's 2 carapace. Is there a level 3? Yes indeed, and there we have that Ultralisk cavern here. So Ultralisk it is going to be here for the Zerg. Slowly but steadily we're closing at the 20-minute mark. Still, Scourges will get some connections here against all of those Science Vessels. So really nice job here once again by Savior. But like I told you, the Terran army is still very strong. Plague once again is being casted, and Irradiance, of course, also immediately being used by the Terran, his opponent. So yeah, nice job here by both players. We have a 3 base Terran versus already a 4. It's pretty soon to be a 5 base Zerg here. So the Terran really has to. He did snipe one empty engine there, but he really needs to cause more and more economic damage. And sadly for him here, this map with those Lurkers here really dealing so much damage against his reinforcements. Nice job here by Savior, abusing these ledges here, just dealing so much splash damage against those bio units. As now some Science Vessels are moving forward with not that much HP here, and once again we have an engagement here with Zerglings. Of course, one Science Vessel has fallen. The Terran is regrouping here in the middle of the map, but yeah, this Defiler really strong here for the Zerg. He even is producing here an egg. So much time is going to be taken here for the Terran just to snipe this. Even nice job here by Savior, buying himself some time, buying himself time for those expansions. And yeah, those Lurkers just straight on point here. Nice save here, as the Terran once again has to retreat against so many units. We even have another great Plague here, catching so many Terran units. Savior playing really nice. The same can be said here, of course, by the Terran as well, but he just has to micro so much more here, and so many units are now in the red. But he could actually snipe here. This hatchery needs to be careful even against those Zerglings. This Plague has done so much damage towards that HP here against him. So yeah, all of these units, or most of them, are being plagued. In come the reinforcements here by Savior, and in comes the Defiler, of course, just to give protection once again towards his units. Irradiance once again being used, but the Plague once again just mashing here the Terran units, the Terran infantry here. So yeah, really nice gameplay here by both players. Irradiance against that Plague, and let's just see things will unfold when exactly the the Ultralisk are going to appear. We even have a nice medivac here for the Terran, so he might try a drop here into this location. But there's just so many Sunkens. We have a filled medivac almost getting killed here by one Scourge. Yeah, he's perhaps going to drop here into this location. Savior is being prepared. He's scanning now, so he's heading straight towards this location. So this could be a huge advantage now here for the Terran, as he might cause so much economic damage here. But we also see the first Ultralisk now out with that 4 carapace upgrade here for them. We also see the upgrades in the upper left part. Then the Terrans is really nicely having here positioned his Marines. So he does economic damage, those drones have been pulled, but in the end he will lose all of those units. More and more Ultra-Risk are being produced, you can see it in the upper left part, but at the same time the siege tanks are of course really strong against those Ultra-Risk. Some Vultures might get added here as well, as Irradiance also really good against Ultra-Risk as well, so pretty strong army here by the Terran against those Ultra-Risk here. Really nice job here by him. Siege tanks also sieging up here really nicely. 0-0 upgrades, but the infantry has that stronger upgrades here. 3-3 already here, as we see a strong engagement here in the middle of the map. Ultra-Risk with Zerglings, no Defiler interesting enough, no Lurkers. So Savior just position here straight through. And remember that Irradiance actually also deals damage to your friendly units. You cast that Irradiance on those Ultra-Risk, all of those medics and Marines will take damage here as well. So Savior abusing this fact, he knows that his Ultra-Risk are so tanky, and we also see another drop here into this location. Really nice abusement here by the Zerg, sorry, by the Terran. So yeah, Style playing a really nice style here. And yeah, he just needs to regroup his forces, as I'm looking at the minimap here. Sorry, as those Ultra-Risk are coming in here just to take care of this and just allow the retreatment here. We have that regroup here of those units. We also have 100 more supply here for the Terran. But yeah, it's just a small group here of Marines against so many units here by the Zerg, as the regroup is happening now here in the middle of the map. We have passed the 20-minute mark, we're heading straight towards the 25-minute mark. Still a scary army here for the Terran against the Zerg. And only one tank, so I think he's going to make many more tanks here. And even now pushing out, he sees those Lurkers, but he also takes so much splash damage here, so a little bit of a miss micro here perhaps. At the same time he's going to snipe also many drones here for Savior. Savior is moving here straight towards this expansion point. So yeah, this should be the next target now here for the Terran. But there's once again so many Sunkens here, 3 Sunkens, so those siege tanks should be in position really quick. But it's just sadly here for the Terran only 1 siege tanks, but he's committing, he's going straight with Stim against those Sunkens. So he should be able to snipe here this location, but in come only 2 Ultra-Risk here with 1 Defiler. And you can already see the strengths here of those units as the reinforcements are coming in straight on time. The Sunkens are even dealing damage here against the Terran. So much splash damage is also being taken, as Savior is going to save here his expansion. So nice job here by him. Those Ultra-Risk proving really to be very strong. Yeah, once again more and more bios being produced here by the Terran, as he should be able to hold here this position. The Ultra-Risk already taking so much damage from Irradiance, and luckily here for Savior he could hold this position really. So let's just see the Terran what exactly he's going to be doing. He needs of course more tanks. Vultures would be interesting to see. And yeah, he's moving out here with a quite smaller group here of units. At the same time we see some Zerglings here causing some chaos here, not allowing the Terran to expand into this location. It's just a small amount of Zerglings. Actually more and more Zerglings are being poured in, so this might force a retreat here by the Terran. Really so much damage now being taken here. We see the retreat here happening from, actually they're just chasing some Ultra-Risk, but really so much damage now being dealt. They even sniped here this one starport, and they might even snipe this one tank, and now they're going straight towards those barracks in here. So really nice job here by the Zerg, by Savior, dealing so much damage. Those adrenaline Zerglings here, really great job here by him. They even sniped some bio units, and then they will fall. And once again we have an engagement here. So much happening, so many Ultra-Risk here. These units will sadly fall here for the Terran. Once again Dark Zone is being used, and Saviors just keep pushing more and more forward. The Zerglings have also done their jump really nicely here. Once again Dark Zone being casted here against this bunker, so sadly here for the Terran this is only mining base here, and Savior looks really strong here. Some Radiance will be casted of course, but Savior just keeps here attacking the command center. This command center might fall here. Some Marines do guard it here, but in the end So much damage now being taken here by the Terran, and from the looks of it, it seems that Zerg has of course the upper hand now, and so many SCVs will fall, so it looks like sadly here for the Terran, he's about to lose this game. SCVs are fighting against the Ultra, is not a very good sign, and even now reinforcements are pouring in here for Savior, just attacking those production buildings here. So nice job here by Savior. In the end, he's also taking out this expansion, so of course Style has to leave, has to sadly GG here out. So many ultra risk here for Savior, winning him this game. So really great tactics. At one point the Terran had the advantage, could push through, but in the end those Defilers just defending really nicely with that Dark Swarm, and of course the Zerg transition into mass Zerglings with ultra risk and some Defilers. So nice game here by Savior versus his opponent. Let's check those stats really quick in case you guys are once again interested. I'm going to be clicking left and right for you guys. Two pros from the South Korean scene fighting it out here. Really nice game here in between these two pros, and Savior showing us of course the strengths of ultra risk with Zerglings and Defilers. I think that perhaps if the Terran would have had more tanks, but it's really hard to say. Even some vultures with some mines would have been good. But still a very good game here by the Terran, and of course Savior proving this time to be much stronger than him. So yeah, once again I hope you guys enjoyed this replay as much as I did. We'll be seeing you of course in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.